I've come to suck your
Do you enjoy video games where there's so much bullshit happening on the screen that you have no idea what is actually happening? Well, boy howdy do I got the game for you. Vampire Survivors is a top-down roguelike shoot-'em up, and here's the platforms you can play it on. The story is that some vampire guy named Visconte Draculo summoned a metric ass ton of bad guys to ravage rural Italy, and you're one of the folks that disagree with him about it. The graphics are not exactly epic, it's pixel art, but the game is like $2 and doesn't have any microtransactions, so what did you expect? Here are the system requirements. This Intel Pentium 4 processor came out in 2000, by the way, so almost any computer can run this. The real reason to play this game is for the gameplay, which is all I really give a shit about. On to gameplay mechanics. You got walking. Yep, the only thing you directly cause your character to do is walk. Your attacks aim and shoot automatically. No dodging, no jumping, just walking. Now you may be thinking to yourself, Drew, you hairless ape, how is walking fun? Well, it's not. The fun comes from collecting weapons and items which give you sick-ass abilities and passives, which you then combine with other items and weapons that give you sick-ass abilities and passives that synergize really well with each other so you can go fuck shit up. And there's a shit ton of them too, 82 to be exact. And here's some weapon examples. Throw some axes. Spawn mist that deal damage in an area. Throw some paper airplanes. Shoot fireballs. Whip those naughty boys like you're Indiana Jones and there's Nazis trying to capture religious artifacts. And smite your foes with lightning. Items you pick up don't give you an attack, rather they give you passives such as shooting more fireballs, a straight up damage boost, or taking less damage. There are multiple maps for you to play on. You have the first one unlocked by default, and there are others you have to unlock by completing certain challenges. Maps are mostly open space with some impassable terrain, and have item pickups scattered throughout them. So far, we've only played on the forest map and the library map. There's no difficulty settings. Enemies just get more numerous and diverse the longer you play. And speaking of enemies, enemy variety is okay. Technically, there's a lot of different types of enemies, but their only differences are their skins, move speed, and stats. Occasionally, you'll get a cluster of bats that fly at you, or plants that form a circle and close in, but the trash mobs are pretty standard. There's bosses too, which are the same as trash mobs, but they're bigger or have a glowing border around. They just have more HP and do more damage. They slowly walk at you and drop a chest that can contain 1, 3, or 5 items. At 30 minutes, Death himself comes to reap that ass.
What are you doing, step bro?
Let me smash.
He's extremely hard to kill and basically one-shots you if he touches you. Haven't managed to kill him, but you get good shit for doing so. Which I won't spoil, but we did Google it. In order to become stronger in Vampire Survivors, you level up and get to choose to take one weapon or item per level up. You also just pick shit up off the ground. Said shit can be obtained by breaking torches, opening chests, or following these arrows to find them. You can equip up to 6 weapons and 6 items. Gold, which buys permanent upgrades, new characters, XP gems, and my personal favorite, the fucktard obliteration device which vaporizes everything on your screen that isn't you. As for character customization, there's a bunch of characters you can choose from that you need to unlock, and they all get different starting weapons and a unique passive, like Gennaro here. He looks like He-Man, gets the dagger, and gets +1 to all projectile. There are permanent upgrades which you can unlock with gold, as mentioned earlier, which do things like fire 1 more projectile, augment area of attacks, use weapons faster, a straight damage buff, or add health regen to yourself. There's also a weapon evolution system where you fully upgrade a weapon by picking up multiple instances of it in the game. Once a weapon is fully upgraded, you gotta pray to RNGesus that the corresponding item drops. Here are all the item combinations in your grimoire. For example, you can evolve the axe weapon to turn it into throwing size to harvest some lives, or evolve the fireball to get big fucking fireballs. Unfortunately, the game is not multiplayer. Kind of lame, but whatever. Still a cool game. Overall, the game doesn't look pretty, but if you could look past the soggy potato chip tier graphics, the gameplay is fun. Again, it's $2 with no microtransactions, and was made by one regular ass dude in his free time. This is the sort of game that you would play the shit out of a couple times, and then you'd eventually have running on your second monitor while you wait to get into a match for another game. You can practically infinitely grind it, and since it's a roguelike where every playthrough you can get any combination of 82 items, it's going to feel fresh almost every time. On our patented 0 to 1 scale, we rate this game a 0.73 out of 1. If you enjoy our videos and wish to cess upon us, please like, sub, and comment what game you'd like us to review next. If you want us to be teleported to the Vampire Survivors universe and be ripped apart by monsters, tell us. We appreciate you. Thank you, and don't forget to check under your bed tonight.